Alright guys, welcome back to another Division 2 build video. Today we're showcasing my Ouroboros build. And yes, as the name suggests, it's combining the OUROBOROS with the Brazos set piece, combined with a NINJABIKE and 3 strikers. And I gotta tell you guys, this will be nerfed. Without question. There's no way you can run around with this gun, with the fire rate that it has, combine it with Striker and then have a mag of 75 and it not be nerfed. And I think I might be doing myself a disservice here, because if this video does well and you guys agree with what I have to say, I suspect a lot of people will start running this. As you would have seen in the intro clip, it doesn't matter if you get ganked, it doesn't matter if someone shoots you before you shoot them. It's just the burst power of this is just tremendous. And the best part of this entire build is that you're relying on the fire rate and the clip size to do the DPS rather than the striker stacks. Let me explain. When you look at this as an elite enemy, let's go on 5. No stacks, right? You can one clip an elite level enemy, which in my opinion is the equivalent of someone in the dark zone with reasonable armor, maybe 5-6 armor cores, easily. And that's body shots. That's half. If I've got half my striker stats, you start hitting headshots, you're doing a tremendous amount of damage. Not to mention, when you get to a named enemy and you start hitting headshots, you one clip named enemies. That's the beautiful part of this. And when you look at even 10 meters, combining with the fire rate and the fast reload is just insane what this is doing. And then finally, the best part of this build is how easy it is to obtain. If you go into Countdown and you run, for striker gear, it's so easy to get something with critical hit chance or critical hit damage on it. I do suggest you get at least one piece with crit chance, which I have, which would bring your critical hit chance stats up to 52, and you can. This is not formally optimized, but you can get this to around 52 and 140 crit damage with magazine rounds of 75. I mean, that's just bizarre. With the fire rate, with the striker set, that builds up over time. It's just an absolute burst monster. So let's start with the stats, even though I've just showed it. 52 crit hit chance. You can push this up to like 138, 139, almost 140. I've got 70% headshot damage. It's just what it is. Then I've got 1.8 million armor, and that's 6 blue cores. Now remember, you get the 1 red core from the Picaro's holster, which has got crit hit damage on it. Armor is not even fully optimized, and you get another red core from here. So you're running 2 red cores, 6 blue cores, a magazine with 75 rounds in it, a gun with a fire rate of 1,688 RPM, and you're building stacks as you go. It's just bizarre. Now, the key to this, especially if you're going to fight more than one person, is the defender drone. It's seriously OP. I don't know why more people are not running it, but if you got damage reduction of 14% additional, which I've rolled on it, pushing this up as far as you can. I'm only like level 17 or whatever. It's just bizarre. And then finally, on the OUROBOROS, a lot of people run with damage to target out of cover. I don't have a problem with that, but damage to armor makes a tremendous difference, especially if you're also clearing landmarks. You can one clip one of the dogs on heroic level. You can one clip a Chungus on heroic level as well. I've done this. It's just tremendously strong. In terms of the pieces, I've already mentioned this is a striker battle gear with armor, critic chance, and I've got critical hit damage on it, a max mod. And we've got the NINJABIKE messenger as well. Not even optimized, but this is what we're running. Also crit damage on there. And then on the chest piece, we've got another crit damage mod on that with crit chance, crit damage, and the Picaro's, which we mentioned earlier, with crit hit damage and the weapon damage red core that you get. Everything else is crit hit damage. And this is effectively the build. In terms of the secondary and the class that you're running with, I think if you expect that you're going to run into a lot of people, I would run fire on this rather than gunner. I would run flamethrower because of the med kit. It's super powerful if you can just pop that med kit just before an engagement. It's just bizarre. Combining that with the defender drone, it's incredibly strong. However, if you're also clearing landmarks and you want to get that a bit of extra armor on kill, I like the gunner. I like the fast reload, and I like the additional fire rate. I think it's 5% or whatever that it brings when it does that, which I think it's for this class. Regardless, mainly because of the armor regen, which is what I really enjoy. And then effectively on the the secondary, the fact that you're not running a Sokolov or a Fenris, you can run here whatever you want for range. I prefer the FAMAS with Optimus on it. You can, of course, also run something else like the Seal Splinterer, which I've done, or whatever tickles your fancy. Effectively, you can run a shotgun, but to be honest, it doesn't make sense to do that unless you're just there to clear landmarks and to gain stacks easily. But again, that is ultimately your choice. So that's what I have for you guys. It's not a long video. I think just to talk about the skills a bit more, in this final piece, I run sticky, and you've seen that in the intro clip. The reason I run sticky is it just gives you time. And I mess it up all the time. I'm still learning to play with it. But when you do pull it off, it's almost like a 2-second delay before they can start shooting you. Then you've already emptied, pretty much a clip of 75 rounds in them. So when you come up against like regen players, which you would have seen in the intro clip, I mean, they're incredibly tanky. I think the next video I'm going to do is my build version of that. I'm just waiting to get one more piece. But they regenerate all the time, which is the challenge. And if they run around and you can't shoot them, that's a bit of a problem. However, because of the larger mag size and the fact that you potentially sticky bomb them out of it, if you got the first clip off and they're not completely dead and they're regenerating and they're running around like a maniac, you can relatively easily track them like I showed in the intro clip. If they're just dancing around trying to get the regen back, you can empty the clip on them and you would eventually, build up your stacks to the extent that they can no longer hide and you put them down. That is effectively the build. So to summarize, get yourself a Brazos piece, 2 Brazos pieces. Picaro's holsters in Countdown is incredibly easy to get. I get it all the time. And I would suggest you run Unbreakable on this, because the probability of coming up against multiple players and you get 50% of your armor back when it procs, and you can then, quick heal or quick med kick or whatever you want to call it, and you have your drone up as well. It just helps a lot with survivability. So this is by far the hardest piece to get. I probably ran like 5 countdowns to get this piece perfectly with crit chance and crit damage. And as you can see, it's not perfectly optimized either. So guys, that's the build that I have for you. I do want to just show one more thing, the range on this. So let's look at, what's that? That's, I don't know how far that is, 35 meters. The range on this is insane. Well, that's a named enemy. We're not going to do much at the range to a named enemy, but let's just take a normal elite enemy. You can, at long range, with this, with the magazine capacity and the fire rate and the range that the gun offers, to what is this? So this is 50. Let's go 20 meters. Let's see. You can 2-clip at 20 meters. And most of your engagements are going to be between 10 and 15 meters. 1 clip at 10. Pretty much 1.5 clip on 15. And that's why I think this gun will be nerfed, without question. It's going to happen. So get this build while you still can. Have a good time. Post down in the comment section if you've used it, what you think about it. Maybe I will see you guys in the Dark Zone. Take care of yourselves. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys in the next one. Cheers.